So recently, about 3 weeks ago, I bought a new 2024 Subaru Crosstrek. So I thought I'd give you a little tour of what the car looks like and what it's got. I'm pretty impressed with all the features it has for under $30,000. So let's go ahead and take a look. It didn't come with a hitch. I had the dealer put a hitch on there so I could put a bike rack on. It's got actually some LED fog lights, which are actually pretty useful up here in Vermont. On certain parts of the year it can get pretty foggy up here. So the car is a push button start and stop, so it doesn't have a traditional key. It's just got one of these fobs. So one of the neat things is that actually when you leave the car, as long as you got the fob with you, if you push this little area, it'll lock the car. You don't actually have to push the key fob. You could you could push the key fob to lock the car if you wanted to, and then conversely, when you approach the car, want to get into the locked car, all you got to do, as long as you've got the key fob with you, you just grab the handles and the car will unlock. So even though this is a keyless entry, there actually is a keyhole in the door, and that's because the key fob actually has an emergency key built into it, just in case for whatever reason something went wrong and you needed to the fob wasn't working, you needed to get in the car. You could pull this emergency key out and actually get inside the car. Alright, so let's just go ahead and start it up. So first noticeable thing is the big screen. So it's the infotainment center, got all kinds of stuff. I've got it obviously linked to my phone, so it's tied into my Apple Music. It's tied into my Google Maps. I can do all the navigation. It's pulling the Google Maps from my phone. I can do phone calls, all that kind of stuff. So and then you get 4 months of free Sirius XM, which is nice. And then you can do all kinds of things with the car, change settings and all that kind of stuff. So it's a nice big screen. Some USB ports. It's got what I call a cigarette lighter. It has a electronic parking brake. This one's got heated seats. The driver's seat's got like 10-way adjustable seating. It's got a nice control thing up here on the dashboard. You can cycle through lots of stuff here on the steering wheel. You can cycle through different information up on the top. Of course, this is obviously automatic transmission, but you can put it into a manual mode. And it's got paddle shifters up here. It does have that automatic auto start stop feature that a lot of, I guess, newer cars have, where you come to a stop, it's like a stoplight or something, and the engine will shut off to, I guess, save gas. To me, it's a really annoying feature. You can actually disable it by pushing this button, but it'll turn back on the next time you turn the car on, so you can't permanently undo it. And there's another interesting feature called auto vehicle hold. If you're stopped somewhere, instead of constantly, like in a stoplight or something, instead of constantly holding the brake down, you can actually tap this auto hold, and you can take your foot off the brake and the car will just stay in place. And then once you apply the accelerator, it'll come off, and so it's kind of an interesting feature. It has a couple of different drive modes, just like intelligent mode, I think sport mode. Intelligent mode is like the most fuel efficient type of setting. You can run through this on the top of here. You can run through some different things like the weather, water temperature, oil temperature, if you're on what sort of entertainment source you're on. It's got this X mode, which is like in low, if you're like in come across deep snow or something like that, and low speeds, you can put this X mode on, and it applies more power to the wheels or something like that. I'm not sure exactly how it works. It's not winter yet. I haven't tried it out. Obviously, this is an all-wheel drive car. This car's got the Subaru EyeSight driver assist type of stuff, safety thing. So there's all kinds of cameras up here that are looking ahead that will keep you, will tell you if you're departing from a lane or crossing the center line or the side of the road. It'll beep at you and tell you to keep the center of the road. This EyeSight thing also operates the high beams automatically. So if it detects cars up ahead, it'll turn off the high beam lights to just normal headlights. Not everything is on the screen. There are some of the climate control is on the screen, but this stuff down here is permanently displayed, like the fan and the air conditioning. Volume is a physical button, although you can do volume here on the steering wheel, and you can cycle through whatever you're playing on Apple Music. You can cycle through songs on theirs. There's physical buttons for temperatures for the climate control. These are physical buttons, and you can either sync the climate control for the entire cabin, or the passenger can do their own climate control. There is a moonroof, which is very nice. There's like a SOS thing. If you're in a crash or accident, you can press this. Obviously a couple of cup holders, console, pad here. This is a premium trim. Some of the higher, which is like one up from a basic trim. Some of the more higher trims of this Crosstrek, this little pad is actually a charger for like phones, but that's not in this trim level. Nothing too high speed in the back. It's just pretty basic. There are a couple of USB ports here in the back, which is pretty nice for passengers. There's a fold down thing, couple of cup holders. Obviously the seats fold down, give you more cargo room. For the back, this has got like this little bumper guard cladding, so you don't damage the bumper. You can also, as long as you got the key, if you approach the car and it's locked, as long as you got the key fob, if you press the tailgate button here, it'll unlock the tailgate automatically. So just barely makes it past the bike hitch. Decent cargo space. I did have a 2016 Nissan Rogue, which had a little bit more cargo space. So this car, I'm sacrificing a little bit of cargo space, but it's fine. It's enough. Like I said, I had the dealer put on a hitch so I could put a bike hitch on for my mountain bike. When I go mountain biking, there's a little light in here. The cargo, and then just barely mix it again, and then again, you can lock, just by touching it, you can lock the car. Obviously it's got a backup camera. One of the interesting things it has is when you're backing up, the car's got a sensor, so if you're backing up and it notices a pedestrian coming from behind you, or a car that's coming towards you as you're backing up, you'll get notified you'll get a beeping thing up front to notify you that somebody's in back of you, trying to cross behind you. On the side mirrors, it's got the blind spot lights, so it tells you if you're on the road and somebody, like on the interstate, somebody's coming up from behind you and passing up, it'll blink up here. There's a light up here that'll blink and tell you somebody's in your blind spot. These are the blinkers. I think the windshield wipers are heated. I don't remember. There's an all-weather package on this car, so the side mirrors are heated. Something up here is heated, I think, to melt stuff up here. Just got roof rails. I think these are 17-inch tires. The engine's, I think, a 2-liter, 152 horsepower. The automotive press gives this car some grief about the 152 horsepower. I think gearheads think it's underpowered. I think it's fine. That's pretty much it. Again, pretty nice car for a lot of features for $29,000. I wasn't actually looking for a brand new car, but I was pretty floored when the dealer drove this around. It had just come off the truck the day I visited this dealership. I was the first one to look at it. It only had 10 miles on it. So I'm pretty pleased. I've had it for a couple of weeks. Very nice. So I hope to have it for a very long time. So I hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.